In target marketing, it is important for us to develop segment profiles. This can be very helpful for your creative team to develop marketing messaging. When you're doing profiles, it's important to correctly and fully characterize each of your marketing segments. We do this by developing a profile or a description of the typical customer in a segment. We like to include all relevant segment variables from the 4 categories of demographic, behavioral, geographic, and psychographic variables. Some companies have very distinct target markets, which are easy to identify and segment. For example, Home Depot has 2 major target audiences, homeowners and commercial customers such as plumbers, electricians, carpenters, and other contractors. Homeowners have certain demographic and behavioral characteristics that can be used in a description of that target audience. They also have certain expectations and needs when visiting Home Depot that distinguish them from the expectations and needs of commercial customers. Let us look at an example of how to describe the 2 main target markets of Home Depot. Let's call target market 1 homeowners. According to the latest U.S. Census data, 63.8% of housing units in the United States are owner-occupied. Homeowners represent one of Home Depot's top target audiences, with the majority of them being between the ages of 25 and 70 years old. This audience is split between do-it-yourself homeowners and those who hire a professional contractor to do projects. Yet even homeowners who hire outside contractors to complete the work will often visit a Home Depot to select things like paint colors, appliances, cabinetry, or lighting fixtures. In-store displays and materials, web-based tools, and the advice of Home Depot employees are of great importance to both types of homeowners. Let's call target audience 2 commercial customers. Though fewer in total numbers, commercial customers account for a large percentage of total sales for Home Depot because of the large volume of product purchased. In fact, recent data shows 80% of Home Depot sales are to commercial customers. The commercial target market has some distinct subsegments, including contractors, interior designers, and property managers. Commercial customers require less in-store assistance. They purchase with greater frequency and in greater volume, and they represent the greatest potential for total customer lifetime value if effective customer relationship management is in place. So let's talk a bit about customer profiles. Customer profiles are descriptive paragraphs that present a typical customer in a segment. These are helpful to the marketing and creative teams as they develop marketing strategies and tactics. These illustrate the differences between subsegments. For example, the difference between do-it-yourself homeowners and hire-it-done homeowners. Let's look at an example. In developing a marketing plan to target the audience of homeowners, marketers at Home Depot should look for meaningful subsegments within the broader target audience, and they should develop personas to help guide the marketing team in their efforts. So here's an example of one profile. These are the do-it-yourself Armands. Do-it-yourself Armand, 34, is an assistant manager for a popular local restaurant. His wife, Ashley, works part-time from home as a counselor. They recently bought their first home, an older 3-bedroom house in a middle-class neighborhood, where they are raising their 6-year-old daughter, Amy. Armand and Ashley are very busy with hobbies and school functions, but also take pride in maintaining and upgrading their home. Ashley is an expert user of Pinterest and Instagram. She comes to each home improvement project with a host of ideas and visual examples which she has collected over the years before they purchased their first home, from images seen on social media and in magazines. Armin is proud of the fact that together they have greatly improved the value of their home at a fraction of the cost of professionals by doing virtually all of the project themselves. They appreciate the free advice that they get in store at Home Depot and other stores, and Armand definitely knows how to use online videos and live chat support to learn how to do virtually anything he needs to do around the house. Persona 2 is Hire It Done Helen. Helen is 60 years old and lives with her second husband Hank in an upscale suburban area. Both work full-time in professional careers and plan to retire in the next 6 years. They enjoy spending their income on travel as well as entertaining friends in their tastefully furnished home. When it comes to home improvement projects, Hank and Helen are pleased to rely on contractors. They tend to be loyal to quality service providers and products and willing to pay more for quality. Hank uses Facebook solely to keep up with friends and family. He is likely to connect with his favorite brands via email or phone rather than live chat or social media. Helen takes pride in her good taste in fashion, interior design, and decor. She relies primarily on Facebook and email to connect with friends as well as to follow brands that she loves. She subscribes to travel, interior design, and home lifestyle magazines and blogs. Hank is happy to leave the design and planning elements of new home projects to Helen's judgment, but they ultimately make the final decisions together, especially if the project is to be an expensive one. They both expect companies to stand behind their products and give them the extra time and attention they feel they deserve, whether it's face-to-face in the store or via phone or email support. Our third target segment is commercial customers. Our persona for this one is Contractor Cal. Cal is a 50-year-old general contractor. He's been in the business his entire adult life and focuses entirely on the residential market. He employs 5 to 10 people year-round, depending on how busy he is. The market is fast-paced and competitive, and he's always working to keep raw material costs under control. He's incredibly busy with little time to price shop, so working with trusted vendors offering fair prices where he has established commercial accounts is a must for him. Good customer service, timely delivery when needed, and contractor discounts are essential for any business who wants to keep him on as a customer. He appreciates vendors who will let him know of special buys, problems expected in the supply chain, new products that have come on the market, and so on, without wasting his time. I hope that these examples of target profiles have been helpful. Here are some tips for writing target segment descriptions and profiles. First, use all of your variables that are relevant. Second, develop each one in as much color and detail as possible. Third, address not only characteristics, but also needs and expectations. And finally, identify media consumption habits. This is particularly important. You might ask, why do we bother to profile the target segments? We do this so that you can choose which segments to focus on, so that you can make wise marketing decisions with regard to product, place, price, and promotion. Let me illustrate. Let's look back at Home Depot, for example. Let's look at the product decisions that would have to be made by marketers. For the contractor segment, the product decisions that would be relevant and important are a supply of industrial grade tools, the availability of commercial accounts and financing, dedicated support, the priority service and loading, expanded assortment beyond what's already in stores, sufficient volume in the stores, short lead times, perhaps the opportunity to do Home Depot installs, and equipment rental options, which are often important for contractors. This is quite different than product expectations of homeowners. For homeowners, a well-functioning website that they can do some pre-store visit research is important. How-to videos are essential. Ship-to-store and in-store service and advice are very important. Aesthetically pleasing displays can be a valuable thing, especially in the areas of cabinetry and lighting, and even the garden area. Friendly and readily available staff are essential. This is a segment that relies heavily on in-store employees for advice and guidance on products. Also, product reviews available on the internet and on the website are important, and installation services as well. So quite a contrast on the expectations in terms of product. Now let's look at the next P of the marketing mix, place. Now place, remember, is a description of how the product is distributed or delivered, made available to the client. For contractors, you would expect that the buyer and or his employees would come and pick up the product at the store, or Home Depot would deliver to the work site. Purchase and transit tracking would be very important for this segment, and easy returns to a pro desk to minimize return time would help. For homeowners, typically the buyer takes the product home from the store, or the product is delivered to the home if it's an online purchase. And in some cases, Home Depot will do installations through a service provider that they have approved or that they have in store. And finally, returns are made in the store but at the customer service desk rather than the pro desk. Looking at price, things that are important to contractors would be the availability of bulk pricing, loyalty incentives, financing options, and some pro-only deals. With regard to homeowners, the price sensitivity is going to vary quite a bit by sub-segment. The internet allows a lot of price transparencies where consumers can easily compare, for example, Home Depot versus Lowe's when they're shopping for a certain item. They can also then, of course, compare to other purely online retailers for those items as well. So a little bit of different dynamic here. And finally, the last P of the marketing mix is the promotion. And here we find that media consumption matters quite a bit, and you'll see a contrast. For busy contractors, the primary means of communicating with them would be through email, through the Pro member only website, which has a login on the Home Depot site, and then through direct mail in some cases. With homeowners, they're much more likely to reach homeowners through broadcast ads, whether that be radio or television, through digital ads, through social media ads, and through search engine marketing and email. So in summary, having good segment profiles help a marketer do the following: to choose the best segments to target in the first place, to develop messages that resonate with those target segments, to use media channels that reach the target segment, to tailor the product itself to meet their needs and expectations, to deliver the product via their preferred channels, and to price products at optimum levels.